As we grow older, the choices we make at the kitchen table become more important than ever. For seniors across the United States, selecting the right foods isn't just about taste or convenience. It's about protecting the heart, maintaining stable energy, reducing inflammation, and supporting a resilient immune system. Yet one food group continues to confuse and mislead even the most health-conscious older adults: nuts. Yes, nuts are often praised as nutrient-dense superfoods, but here's a surprising truth that many seniors don't realize. Not all nuts are created equal when it comes to senior health. In fact, a few popular varieties can actually work against your well-being, silently fueling inflammation, disrupting digestion, raising blood sugar, or interfering with critical medications. On the other hand, there are also certain nuts that older adults should absolutely include in their weekly routine. Thanks to their powerful blend of healthy fats, fiber, antioxidants, and age-fighting compounds, these nuts can strengthen your heart, support brain function, and promote graceful aging from the inside out. Whether you're 60 or 85, this is information you can't afford to ignore. No extreme diets, no fear-based restrictions. Just smart, senior-friendly nut choices that nourish your body and support your independence. So let's take the first step toward eating better, one wise choice at a time. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 4 types of nuts the elderly should avoid. 1. Salted roasted cashews. At first glance, salted roasted cashews seem harmless, even indulgent in a healthy way. Their buttery texture and satisfying crunch make them a popular snack in many senior households across America. But beneath their golden brown surface lies a hidden trap that older adults simply cannot afford to ignore. For seniors, every bite matters. Our bodies no longer process sodium and fats the way they once did. Salted roasted cashews, unfortunately, are often loaded with both. With just a small handful containing over 200 milliliters of sodium and 12 grams of fat, this tasty snack can silently raise blood pressure, cause fluid retention, and increase the strain on an aging heart and kidneys, particularly for those already on medication for hypertension or congestive heart failure. But the problem doesn't stop at salt. The roasting process, especially at high temperatures, strips the cashews of many of their natural enzymes, making them harder to digest. For older adults dealing with slower metabolism, acid reflux, or gut sensitivity, this can translate into bloating, discomfort, or even nutrient malabsorption. What's more, roasted cashews often contain added oils, usually inexpensive vegetable oils high in omega-6 fats, which can fuel inflammation in the body when not balanced with omega-3s. Inflammation, as research increasingly shows, is the common thread behind many chronic conditions in aging, from arthritis to cognitive decline. So while cashews may appear healthy because they're plant-based, the reality is more nuanced. For seniors seeking long-term vitality, regular snacking on salted roasted cashews can quietly undermine their efforts. There's also a psychological trap. Many older adults, seeking a better alternative to cookies or chips, turn to these nuts thinking they're making a better choice. In truth, they may just be swapping one problem for another, a salty, fatty snack disguised as health food. So what should seniors reach for instead when cravings hit? What nut delivers the richness we love without the silent damage? The answer might surprise you, especially because it's often overlooked, yet offers powerful protection for both the brain and the heart. Let's explore it next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number two. Two, peanuts. They're everywhere. At baseball games, on airplanes, in candy bars, and nestled in the pantry of almost every American home. Peanuts are affordable, familiar, and comforting. But for seniors, especially those striving to age with strength and clarity, this everyday nut may carry risks that few people talk about. While peanuts are technically legumes, not true tree nuts, they've earned a place in our snack routines. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Peanuts are one of the most contamination prone foods in the American diet. Grown underground in warm, humid climates, they are particularly vulnerable to a toxic mold called aflatoxin, a known carcinogen that quietly damages the liver, especially in aging adults with declining detox capacity. And the risks go beyond contamination. Peanuts are also among the most common food allergens, and even in those without severe reactions, they can trigger mild inflammation, digestive upset, or immune system overactivation. In seniors, where inflammation is already a silent force behind joint pain, heart disease, and cognitive decline, this low grade irritation can quietly accelerate health problems over time. Many older adults turn to peanut butter thinking it's a heart healthy option. But unless it's made from 100% natural, unsweetened peanuts, most commercial peanut butters are filled with hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and salt, turning a seemingly innocent spread into a metabolic time bomb. And then there's portion control. Peanuts are dense in calories and easy to overeat. For seniors trying to manage weight, blood sugar, or cholesterol, even a small daily habit can tip the balance in the wrong direction. Of course, not every senior will react poorly to peanuts, but for those managing chronic inflammation, liver health concerns, or sensitive digestion, it may be time to reconsider the humble peanut as more of a potential threat than a nutritional friend. But what if the danger isn't just in what's added to the nut, like salt or sugar, but in the nut itself? What if nature packed a nut so full of a good thing that too much could actually harm you? The next nut on our list might surprise you because it does exactly that. 3. Brazil nuts. At first glance, Brazil nuts seem like a perfect health food, rich, creamy, and packed with selenium, a vital mineral linked to immune strength, thyroid support, and cellular repair. And it's true, a little selenium goes a long way. But for older adults, Brazil nuts represent a classic example of how too much of a good thing can quietly become dangerous. Just one or two Brazil nuts can contain over 100% of your daily selenium needs. That might sound efficient, but our aging bodies often don't regulate minerals as efficiently as they once did. When selenium builds up over time, the effects aren't always obvious at first. Fatigue, brittle hair and nails, muscle weakness, brain fog, or even irregular heartbeat. For seniors already managing thyroid imbalances, cardiovascular issues, or weakened liver and kidney function, selenium toxicity can intensify symptoms that mimic the natural aging process, making it harder to distinguish what's a health issue and what's simply a side effect of a well meaning dietary choice. Compounding this problem is the nature of Brazil nuts themselves. They're large, satisfying, and easy to overeat. Without realizing it, many older adults consume 4 or 5 in a sitting, unknowingly crossing into unsafe territory. And because these nuts are so rich in fat, eating them in larger quantities may also slow digestion, triggering bloating or discomfort for those with sluggish metabolism or sensitive stomachs. Even more concerning, high selenium intake over time has been linked to an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, something that already affects nearly 1 in 4 seniors in the United States. In the quest for longevity, this is not a risk worth taking lightly. So while Brazil nuts do have their place, moderation is non negotiable. And in many cases, avoiding them altogether is the safer path for older adults. But what if the real danger isn't about nutrients at all, but how the nut is prepared and presented? Up next, we look at a sweet coated trap that looks innocent but quietly undermines senior health with every bite. 4. Candied or chocolate coated nuts. They shimmer behind glass at grocery stores and farmers markets, promising a little indulgence wrapped in something natural. Whether it's almonds dipped in chocolate, pecans glazed with honey, or walnuts coated in brittle, candied, or chocolate coated nuts, often feel like a guilt free treat, especially for older adults trying to move away from traditional desserts. But beneath the sweetness lies a quiet, consistent threat to senior health. For seniors, managing blood sugar, weight, and inflammation is not optional. It's essential for preserving energy, cognition, and mobility. These coated nuts, however, undo that progress bite by bite, with each serving often containing added sugars, artificial sweeteners, or syrups. They can send blood sugar levels on a roller coaster ride, leading to energy crashes, cravings, and dangerous spikes, particularly for those managing diabetes or prediabetes, which now affects nearly half of Americans over age 65. But the damage doesn't stop at sugar. Many of these nuts are also roasted in unhealthy oils, laden with preservatives or flavor enhancers, and stripped of the very nutrients that make raw nuts beneficial in the first place. For seniors with fragile digestion or heightened medication sensitivity, these additives can provoke gastric discomfort, bloating, or interfere with how medications are absorbed. There's also the psychological trick. Because there's a nut at the center, they feel virtuous. That illusion is dangerous. These treats blur the line between healthy fat and hidden dessert, luring seniors into overconsumption under the guise of wellness. And unlike pure whole nuts, the added calories from coatings rarely offer any nutritional benefit, just empty fuel for inflammation and weight gain. As we age, even small dietary missteps can accumulate, quietly affecting how we sleep, move, think, and recover. So while the occasional holiday indulgence is understandable, these disguised desserts should never become a daily habit. Now that we've peeled back the truth behind the worst nuts, what if we told you that some nuts not only avoid harm, but actively support memory, protect the heart, and boost energy as we age? Let's turn to the first of these age-defying superfoods and why it may become your new daily essential. 4 types of nuts that help the elderly live healthier. 1. Walnuts. There's something timeless about walnuts. Their rough, brain-shaped shells and earthy flavor have earned them a quiet presence in kitchens for generations. But for seniors seeking not just longer life, but sharper minds, steadier hearts, and stronger bodies, walnuts are more than a nostalgic snack. They're a nutritional ally, crafted by nature with remarkable precision for the aging body. Walnuts are one of the only nuts rich in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, particularly alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. As we age, omega-3s become increasingly essential, not just for heart health, but for reducing systemic inflammation, protecting brain function, and even easing joint discomfort. Research shows that older adults who consume walnuts regularly experience slower rates of cognitive decline, improved memory, and reduced risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. But the benefits reach beyond the brain. Omega-3s found in walnuts help lower LDL, bad cholesterol, and support more flexible arteries, a vital advantage in preventing heart attacks and strokes in later life. And for those battling arthritis or chronic pain, the anti-inflammatory properties of walnuts can mean the difference between stiffness and ease, between fatigue and flow. Their texture, soft, buttery yet slightly bitter, is also easier for aging teeth and gums compared to harder nuts like almonds. And just a handful a day can provide key minerals like magnesium, copper, and manganese, which support bone health, energy metabolism, and immune resilience. What's especially powerful is how walnuts fit seamlessly into senior friendly meals, sprinkled over oatmeal, blended into smoothies, added to roasted vegetables, or enjoyed alone as a calming, satisfying snack. Walnuts don't shout. They don't need to. They simply deliver quietly, consistently, and profoundly. But while walnuts may be the quiet hero of brain and heart health, there's another nut that shines in its own right, one that strengthens skin, soothes digestion, and builds cellular protection with every bite. Let's uncover its golden secret next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Almonds. Almonds are often seen as ordinary, the kind of nut you find in trail mix or tucked into a pantry jar, always available but rarely celebrated. Yet, for older adults seeking graceful aging, almonds are anything but ordinary. They are, in fact, one of nature's most complete gifts to the aging body, quietly working behind the scenes to support skin, heart, bones, and even the mind. Packed with vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant, almonds offer protection where it matters most, at the cellular level. As we age, our cells naturally face more oxidative stress, the kind that contributes to wrinkles, age spots, memory loss, and joint degeneration. Vitamin E helps shield these cells, especially in the skin and brain, reducing the effects of aging from the inside out. For many seniors, a small daily serving of almonds can lead to brighter skin, stronger nails, and even sharper focus. But it's not just about looking younger. It's about feeling stronger. Almonds are rich in magnesium and calcium, essential minerals for bone density and muscle function, especially critical for those over 65 when bone loss accelerates and fall risk increases. They also help regulate blood sugar thanks to their fiber and healthy fat content, making them a smart choice for seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes. And there's comfort in the simplicity. Unlike heavily processed snacks, almonds, especially when soaked overnight, are easy to chew, easy to digest, and deeply satisfying. A small handful can stabilize appetite, prevent mindless snacking, and nourish the body without overloading it. In many ways, almonds are a quiet form of self-care, gentle, nourishing, and wise. They remind us that aging well isn't about dramatic change. It's about small, consistent choices rooted in care and intention. But what if the next nut on our list offered not just protection, but transformation? A tiny seed, often overlooked, that can gently reshape digestion, stabilize hormones, and renew the body from within. Let's turn to this mighty little powerhouse next. 3. Flaxseeds. They're not flashy and they don't come in shiny packaging. In fact, many people walk right past them in the grocery aisle, unaware that flax seeds, these tiny humble seeds, hold a powerful key to aging with grace, comfort, and strength. For seniors, flax seeds are more than just a health trend. They are a foundational food, uniquely equipped to support the delicate balance of a body in its later years. Flax seeds are among the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ALA, a type of fat that calms inflammation, nourishes the heart, and protects the lining of aging arteries. For seniors facing stiff joints, elevated cholesterol, or a heart that has weathered decades of stress, This anti inflammatory effect is not only welcome, now it is essential. Studies show that daily flaxseed intake can help reduce blood pressure, improve arterial flexibility, and even decrease the risk of cardiovascular disease, a leading cause of death in older adults. But flax seeds go further. They are loaded with soluble and insoluble fiber, which work together to ease constipation, improve gut health, and regulate blood sugar, all common challenges as we grow older. Just a spoonful a day can gently restore regularity and comfort, often reducing the need for laxatives or digestive aids. And then there's their remarkable content of lignans, plant compounds that support hormonal balance, particularly in postmenopausal women. Lignans have also shown promise in reducing cancer risk and supporting healthy cell function, giving flax seeds a quiet but profound role in long-term resilience. The key, however, lies in preparation. Whole flax seeds often pass through the body undigested, so for full benefit, they must be ground fresh, stirred into oatmeal, blended into smoothies, or sprinkled over soups. This simple habit becomes a daily act of nourishment and restoration. If flax seeds are the quiet healers of digestion and heart health, the next nut on our list brings a different kind of strength, one that supports movement, energy, and clarity with every bite. Let's explore this vibrant and often underrated gem next. 4. Pistachios. There's something quietly joyful about pistachios. The soft crack as the shell opens, the rich green hue inside, the buttery taste that feels indulgent but light. They are more than just a snack. For seniors, pistachios offer a remarkable balance of nutrition, satisfaction, and strength, wrapped into one of nature's most beautiful little packages. What sets pistachios apart is not just their flavor, it's their dense concentration of plant based protein, fiber, and antioxidants. For older adults, especially those experiencing muscle loss or slower digestion, pistachios provide exactly what the body craves: fuel that heals, restores, and strengthens. With nearly 6 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber per ounce, they support lean muscle mass and promote steady energy throughout the day, helping seniors stay mobile, independent, and active. Pistachios are also naturally rich in potassium and vitamin B6, two nutrients often deficient in older adults. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure and heart rhythm, while vitamin B6 supports mood balance, immune function, and brain clarity, all crucial components of healthy aging. Combined, they make pistachios a smart ally in maintaining emotional and physical equilibrium during life's later decades. What makes them even more powerful is their impact on eye health. Pistachios are one of the few nuts containing lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that protect the eyes from age-related vision loss, including macular degeneration and cataracts. For seniors who want to preserve their vision, and with it their independence, this is no small benefit. They're also naturally low in sugar and easy on the digestive system, especially when enjoyed raw or dry roasted without salt. And because they take time to crack open, they gently encourage mindful eating, reducing the risk of overindulgence. Pistachios are a reminder that food can be both healing and joyful, nourishing the body while lifting the spirit. Now that we've uncovered the best nuts for aging well, the next step is knowing how to enjoy them wisely in daily life. Let's explore simple, delicious ways to bring these powerhouses into your routine and truly feel the difference they make. Aging, roughly one nut at a time. As we age, our needs become more specific, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. The foods we choose no longer simply fill us. They shape our days, our comfort, our clarity, and our sense of control. And when it comes to nuts, such small, unassuming foods, the impact they carry can be surprisingly profound. We've seen how some nuts, though familiar and even beloved, can quietly sabotage our efforts to age well. Whether it's the hidden sodium in roasted cashews, the inflammatory risk in peanuts, the overload of selenium in Brazil nuts, or the sugar coated temptation of candied varieties, these seemingly harmless snacks can undermine the very systems we work so hard to protect. But aging is not about restrictions, it's about wisdom. And with wisdom comes the ability to choose better, not just eat less. That's where the best nuts for seniors come in. Walnuts that calm the brain and nourish the heart, almonds that protect our skin and bones, flax seeds that regulate and restore from within, and pistachios that energize and bring joy with every bite. The beauty of these choices lies not only in their nutrition, but in the ritual of care they create. A handful of walnuts with morning tea, soaked almonds before a walk, ground flax stirred into a warm bowl of oats. These are not just habits, they are acts of love, reminders that even in aging, we still have power, purpose, and agency. And perhaps most importantly, these daily decisions remind us that aging well doesn't happen by chance. It happens by intention, one mindful bite at a time. One better choice, repeated consistently, can lead to greater mobility, sharper thinking, stronger bones, and deeper peace of mind. So, wherever you are on your journey, whether you're just beginning to make healthier food decisions or you've spent decades listening carefully to your body, know this: it's never too late to nourish yourself well. Because healthy aging isn't about perfection, it's about staying curious, staying kind to yourself, and choosing foods that help you not just live longer, but live better. And sometimes that starts with something as simple as the nut you reach for next. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.